So, coming off the USA Championships, the women's short sprints have some very interesting storylines, especially as we look forward to the World Championships. We got some teams set, but there's a few athletes who have some interesting situations that they're currently in. Sha'Carri Richardson, she's the defending world champion from 2023 in the 100 meters. She was the Olympic silver medalist from last year. She competed at USA's, but she only had to run one round of the 100, or she only ran one round of the 100. Already has a wild card there. She ran the 200, but she didn't qualify out of the heats. So, guess there's some question marks on how well she'll be able to perform going into the World Championships this year. On top of that, you also have Gabby Thomas, who is the defending Olympic champion in the 200 from last year, and she almost didn't make the team at USA's this year. Literally by thousandths of a second, she could have been left at home. But now they're both safely going to the World Championships this year. But the question is, how what do we expect from them when we get to Worlds? I guess it's two questions. What do we expect from them, and what will they actually produce when we do get to the World Championships? And then, of course, there's a ton of other names that they'll be going through. But I wonder, what are your initial thoughts, at least for them heading into Worlds?
I think they're both in the same boat. And the boat is, do they have enough time? Like, is there enough real estate on the calendar left for them to get to where they need to get to be the threats that they are?
Mm,
Because for Sha'Carri, I'll call it out for the people in the back. We don't know all the details, but if you piece together Christian Coleman's interview, if you piece that together with Flow Tracks, Workout Wednesday that they did with, Sha'Carri and, Star Athletics, because they made her one of the centerpieces when you look at that
hmm.
thumbnail and how it's set up. But let's be clear, she was not fully healthy when they did that workout. I could promise you that. I mean, like she even mentioned, oh, I'm trying to be safe. I'm trying to be cautious. This is her conversion on recorded on camera. Anybody who's watching her, we knew that wasn't Sha'Carri who was running. As
Yep.
far as like her talent level was not, she just started looking a little bit more like herself at USA's, even though her fitness level was questionable based off of, you know, the struggles. So
Hmm.
just to even start there, because Gabby had a similar situation in a different form because she ran a season, then dealt with injury, and then showed up to USA's. Both of them wasn't themselves.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like that's what it was. Now you're allowed to say, "Well, they lost." You could say that. That would be true. And if this sport was set up where it was primarily about competing and winning and doing so regularly, and you had some form of a record where the wins and losses added up to something, that would all make sense. But because the way the sport is set up right now, technically there's only one meet on the calendar that matters, and you just got to make sure you're on the line when it happens. None of that actually does matter. They just need to show up on the line when it does matter. So do they have enough real estate? Sha'Carri, does she have enough real estate? I don't know. That's my
Mm.
answer. I don't know. Do you?
I well, I guess it's like enough real estate for what? I'm not sure if she has enough real estate to get the gold medal. That I'm not confident about right now, based on what we've seen from, of course, Julian Alfred, the Olympic champion, Melissa Jefferson Wooden, who just ran 10.65 and is looking like a whole different athlete. So I don't know if she has enough to get there. Things could change. Like let's not deny Shakari's talent. Like she's clearly one of the most talented athletes in history, literally in history. But based on where we're at now and everything you said, not sure if she's ready to get the gold. But then I wouldn't count her out for a podium spot. And in this case, I got to be honest, the podium spots are bronze right now. Like I'm looking at Julian, I'm looking at Julian and Melissa, and then everyone else is like behind them. So I
So
think for
eight, you
Shakari,
mean the one podium spot?
well, yes, the one podium spot. And again, anything can happen, but I think Shakari could get to there. She's already run 11:07 is what she ran at in the heats of at USA's. She's progressively, slowly but surely gotten better and better, on the few races she's had. So I can't. There's no way I can count out the reigning world champion, the Olympic silver medalist. I think she's just had a slower start to her season. It's going to be hard, but I think she's still in the conversation for bronze. And also, to be clear, she can get back to gold medal contention, right? We've seen her win a gold medal, so there's no way I can take her out that convo. But based on right now, and with a month or so to go before Worlds, I think she can still challenge for a podium spot.
I'll say it in a different way. I think This is what I actually think is going to happen because I think she's getting
Mm.
better. Like that's what's
Yeah,
happening.
yeah.
She's improving. We're seeing evidence, which we expected, but we just needed to know, get some version of like where is this actually going to track. So I would argue that the Sha'Carri we're going to get at the Worlds is more or less going to be the same one you saw at the Olympics.
Mm.
And that one was 10-8.
Interesting.
Like
Okay.
under those conditions, that was 10-8. Under
Yeah.
those conditions, that was because she was right. Melissa was right there.
Yeah.
If
Like,
you look at the results, she was actually right there. So what you just said is that it does, I think, I mean, from what we saw, Marie Jose Talu Smith, I think she'll she's gonna she'll be in 10-8 form by the time, that gun goes
yeah.
off. But I think Sha'Carri in like with the amount of time she has to prepare, she should be still a step ahead of that, as far as like literally like a step ahead to the line. It's just, is that going to be enough? Well, no, not if these two women at the top are showing you this. She got to figure out how to get that out of the bag and find that in the next 5, 6 weeks or however long we got left.
Yeah.
And that's a different, like
Well,
that's asking a lot
well
of
then,
anyone.
because yeah,
And
I
she still got
think
to beat out Sharika
it was exactly okay. That was going to be my question because I think
and Tina Clay.
Exactly, Julian, Melissa, I think they're set. Now, Sha'Carri is battling with, like you said, Marie Jose Talu Smith, Sharika Jackson. She's already run 10-8 this year, even though, she's getting back into form. Tina Clayton, she's run 10-8. Even Shelly and Fraser Price has run 10-9 low. So I think they're all kind of like in the same realm. Even Dean Asher Smith, I think she's run, 10-9 as well. So they're all in that realm of fighting for that bronze medal that, you know, I don't know, is Sha'Carri going to be in good enough form to take down all of those women that we just named?
When you
Or,
ask that though, oh, I'm sorry, because I was
no, no,
thinking,
I mean, or is she just not? Like, is she going to be on the outside looking in?
yeah, well, that's where I was headed. Like, is there a world where she, like, not is there a world? Is it how possible is it that she doesn't make the final then? When you
Oh,
bring up
doesn't,
all those names,
wow. I, wow, I get it's crazy because I never even thought about her not making the
because
final.
because the ceiling, we both agreed now the ceiling starts to feel more like bronze.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
feels like they're the race for gold, which is going to put somebody at silver, and then they're the race for bronze, where those people, most of those people, we don't really believe, like, or all of them for that matter, we don't right now have real evidence they're running with the other two people. So there's two races in one race, and the question is, will she be in the second one? Will she be in Heat 2, Flight
Oh
2?
man, yeah. I mean, I think she's still able to make the final because to your point, we've seen her make progress. Like she
Yeah.
started the year running 11-4 or whatever it is with her, she had like her calf wrapped up, whatever. And now she's down to 11:07. And she has been solely focused on the world championships. Like you said, like it or not, that's the way that the sport is in this current moment. An athlete can start the year and they have one date on the calendar, and that's the only date that matters. And that's what Sha'Carri, that's the situation she's in. So I expect her, I expect her to be in at least 10-9, if not 10-8 form, similar to what you said, which I think I'm very confident that's going to be good enough to make the final. But I feel like just based on what we've seen, she might be on the outside looking in when it comes to the medals.
Will she
I
be
could be
racing
wrong.
enough? Do you think she's going to be racing between now and then?
It's a question mark. I mean, I suspect she'll probably run at least one race. I would hope so because we're talking about five whatever weeks before Worlds. I think she'd have to run at least one race because I feel like you would need another benchmark. You can take a whole month off, but now you're getting into a realm where we're gonna see. We already know Sharika Jackson is going to be racing. Julian Alfred is going to be racing. I know Melissa is going to be racing. Even Shelly and Fraser Price is going to be racing. So all her top competitors are going to be getting races in on the circuit. And I'm not confident that Sha'Carri, again, coming off of injury early in the year, already only has a few races that she can just take the month off and then show up at Worlds and and run 10.8 or better to be able to get on that podium. That's just what I think, but I don't know.
I
I
agree.
don't know.
I asked the question because it needed to be asked. Because because you're going to start giving that amount of names, it's
That's the
like
thing.
that's enough names where after a while it starts to feel like if you're not careful, you could get left out.
Yeah. Ugh.
Like that's,
It
am I
could-
wrong? Like that's like, Shelly Ann Fraser Price, she's good enough to knock you out.
absolutely.
You
Oh
see what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like these are all people who have the ability to, and you didn't even really, well, we don't know what Daryl Need's going to look like at
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
time, but let's just assume that a lot of things will, smooth themselves out. Kind of like, on the men's side with Christian Coleman, like he got himself looking like himself by the time we got to the
The
USA's,
USA's. Yeah.
but he ain't look like himself never on the circuit any other time till then.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of that energy.
My name is Anderson from the final leg.
And I'm Coach Rob from SCA Track and Field. And thank you for watching this segment from the finish line.
If you want to know what's really going on at the high school and college level, be sure to subscribe to Coach Rob Track and Field.
And if you want more content on the best track and field athletes in the world, be sure to subscribe to the final leg.